Hey there, what's up? We're back with another update. So since the last time, I started talking about how we're going to focus a lot on polish and specifically Kid Ninja, and I've done a lot of that. It's probably all pretty subtle, but let's just jump in and take a look. So I basically went through and changed all of Kid Ninja's animations. You can see in most of them his, or maybe you can't because it's pretty small, his little, the little ties in the back of his kind of headband fall and move with the direction of the character. I think more importantly, all the attacks have really increased the blur on a lot of them. Just to kind of try and show them off a little bit better, and they also just look a little bit better in that freeze frame too. On top of that, you can see that the hit effects for the ball have changed a little bit. So instead of just using a little deformation on the entire object, I actually have an animated deformation that gets applied and twisted around. And then as well, there's a little hit object that actually is blue for characters on the blue team, and it is. Whoa, if we go over to the yellow team, you can see it's yellow. It's kind of a little placeholder. I need to work on that, what that animation actually looks like and some things like that. I just wanted to get something in, make it a little overly large just so I kind of begin to understand what that should look like, and what's, not too aggressively like in your face. But still helps to, because I do think it helps to understand a little bit instantly where the ball's going to go. It helps you as a user, another player, to understand. Oh, okay, these always go. It always goes perpendicular to the force that the ball is going to go in. So if you understand that, you can start to plan during that zero point 0.1, 0.2 seconds of freeze time that the ball has in the air, in order to do that. So when I was attempting to add that particular feature, I found a fun little thing that led me to refactor the first system in the game. So the attack manager and the old attack system, as it was built, got pretty sloppy. It got pretty spaghetti pretty quick, just with adding a bunch of different attacks that weren't just attacks. So that's what I kind of had started with and planned with, and the scripts themselves got way out of control, and essentially I needed to refactor them so that I could actually build an extensible skill system that I could use for all the characters, and guarantee that we're outputting the same things for each one, and I don't have to have 6 components on each item that needs to be interactable in the game, and X, Y, and Z. So I went back and basically ripped out the entirety of the attack system and rebuilt it from the ground up. It's now way more efficient. I actually don't know if I'll need many custom scripts now. I think that all of the attacks that exist in the game, there might be like 2 or 3 that are custom. Still partway through this whole thing. I've gotten attacks and throws down very well, but spawn attacks, so something like gestures forward air, or Ori's little plant move. I picked the wrong person. So that something like that move is a spawn move. As you can see, it's kind of partially implemented, but not doing the right thing. Like I can't get it to go left right now, but that's fine. I'm pretty close to done. I'm pretty happy with the system as a whole. Everything else seems to be working pretty good. There's going to be obviously some bugs here and there to fix again, but the system is now very extensible. Each hit, each contact, so each time you see something like that pop up, now provides a very explicit class of data that goes through a singleton hit manager that goes ahead and interacts and manages all of the currently active hits in the scene. That's about it. Actually, that's what it does, and that is great. That's exactly what we're looking for. Is something where we only have to modify these things in one place, and something where we can really easily debug what's going on and what needs to change if certain things are not working properly in certain areas. So I'm pretty happy about that. Um, but yeah, I think so. Next, I think is going to be finishing that up. As you can see, there's a couple things that used to exist that don't exist right now. Like I can't pop the ball up through myself. I'm thinking about actually adding in a spike system pretty soon here. I need to, play with what these hit animations look like. I think I'm going to change it to have like a small, medium, and large based on the amount of force. But with the new skill system, that stuff should be really easy to do. It's mostly just going to be art to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and probably try to crank through that soon. But yeah, no, I'm feeling really good about how Kid Ninja looks and feels in general, and about how the skills are applied to characters now. Just the general construction of what a character prefab looks like has become simpler. So if we just pop open Kid Ninja, you can see that there are no longer a bunch of additional scripts. You basically have your player controller and skill controller. Physics handler is going to get removed. I just have it on there right now because that effectively got replaced by the singleton hit controller. So this weird physics handler script that wasn't really, it didn't have a great name because it didn't really deserve to exist. So that's going to be going away. So you really only have your player controller, your skill controller, and then you have your 4 skills that you'll attach to the character. So that is, it looks a lot cleaner. It's a lot easier to understand and easier to create a new character, understanding what pieces that you'll need. Although I really should just make a base character prefab, which I'm thinking about maybe doing. We'll see. We'll see on that one. But as far as making base prefabs go, over here I have made a spawnable prefab with a projectile variant, and then I'm going to make variants on either the projectile or the spawnable based on what it is. So that, because again, those are pretty much all going to have very, very similar use cases. They're all going to have the same animator. They're all going to do one of several different things. So just making these prefab variants is going to allow me to very quickly iterate on those things if anything globally needs to change amongst them. I've had that in the board for a while, but now that I am going through and cleaning up everything, now is the time when we only have only 5 or 6 of these exist at this time. But as we go through some of the other characters, it's going to go up in number. But yeah, so that's generally where we're at. I'm going to clean up a couple other things with the controller, keep making sure that Kid Ninja is exactly where I want him to be. I'm trying to clean up all his bugs, and then move on to maybe doing Jester, just because Jester has a throw and a projectile, so that will make sure that all the skills are working properly at a base level, that I can understand that, and then from there we'll see what happens. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at right now. It's going to be a lot of small things. Actually, I mean, the next thing that's going to happen really is that I'm going to redo the player controller, because that's a big sloppy mess at the same time, just like the skill controller was. So I'm going to probably redo that pretty shortly here. But yeah, so the next couple updates probably going to be very small visually, but hopefully we're looking at a lot cleaner code base and a lot better game feel on like very small levels. So that's kind of what we're looking at. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.